Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Kylie from Hong Kong Wireless Technology Industry Association, WTIA. It is my pleasure to welcome you to HKEBA seminar today. Before we begin, I'd like to bring your attention to the questionnaire from the reception. Please fill it after today's seminar and return it to the reception counter. Before I pass the time to our keynote speakers, allow me to introduce the organizers of today's seminar. HKEBA was established to educate small and medium enterprise in Hong Kong on topic of e-commerce through business collaborations, seminars, and workshops. They have organized 12 seminars and workshops in 2019 to facilitate knowledge sharing and networking amongst their members, the general public, and service providers. We'd like to thank Mr. Alison Chen, the chairman of HKEBA, and the vice chairman here, Matt Lee. If you have any questions on e-commerce, they are experts in it. Elton used to be the head of electronic at Lazada and a former consultant at Accenture, while Matt grew an e-commerce online store from 0 to 1 million in only 3 months. Today's seminar is also supported by the Trade and Industry Department, which is responsible for supporting traders and small business in the global market. And WordTech here, and WordTech is the leading platform-driven workspace community originating from Hong Kong with more than 19 sites present in Asia. So now I would like to invite Sandra, the CEO of WordTech, to say a few words for us.
Good evening, everyone. We're so glad to have all of you here tonight to share the new tech knowledge and also to meet new friends from different industries. So before we start, I'd like to introduce a bit about our workspace and also our community. So as mentioned just now, WeWorkTech is the leading platform-driven workspace community originating from Hong Kong. And right now, we have over 19 locations across Hong Kong, Shanghai, Taiwan, and also Singapore. And also more and more locations will be coming soon in the next year. And so apart from the office space, like private office, as you can see right now, and also the fixed desk, hot desk, we also provide shooting venues, event space, and also meeting room rental service. And other than that, we also provide our WordTech members a wide range of other services like co-living spaces, regular community events, professional accounting and concept service, as well as funding opportunities and also the access to our global network and resources. So if you are interested to know more about us, please feel free to contact our team after the event finishes later tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandra. And now you can see some past seminars organized by HKEBA. And this is the next event on 19th of December. If you're interested to join, you can scan the QR code here or visit HKEBA Facebook. And we are WTIA. I'm a colleague from WTIA. I'm Kylie, and we support their events. And I would like to have a few words to talk about my organization. We are established in 2001, and we are a not-for-profit organization. We have many focus groups like e-commerce, fintech, education tech, or startup. We focus quite a lot on startup this year. And just a quick promotion of our upcoming events is ICT Startup Awards. And yes, we are the leading organizer of the Hong Kong ICT Awards with the startup category. And we are going to organize the launch party next week, next Thursday. And if you're interested to join or join the ICT Startup Awards, you can take a look to the pamphlet here, and you can scan the QR code to our website to look for more details. So now, let's take a photo together before the event starts. Thank you everyone for coming today, and it is my great honor to introduce our keynote speaker today, Mr. Warren Wong from Microsoft. Mr. Will Sweeney from Shadow Factory. And I would like to say a few words to introduce about Mr. Warren Wong, our first speaker today. Mr. Warren Wong, Cloud Solution Architect and Mixed Reality Specialist of Microsoft with a demonstrated history of working in the IT industry. The cloud technology in Hong Kong market to help ISVs and technical startups jointly build solutions to address customers' demand on cloud. So without further ado, please join me a big round of applause for Warren. Thank you, Warren.
This is Warren. Cloud Solution Architect at Microsoft Hong Kong. Actually, I help startup and creative agency to build their solution on cloud. So no matter you have any ideas on data and AI, blockchain, maybe on container, CI/CD, this kind of technologies, then you can just reach me out and search Warren Wong in LinkedIn, and that is I'll be great to help in LinkedIn email. So today I will bring in our not new anymore, our mixed reality device called HoloLens. So basically, if you ask, do Microsoft have AR, VR devices? Yes, but sometimes you cannot search that because we changed the name as mixed reality, okay? But it is exactly the same of VR and AR. And in this May, we announced HoloLens 2, which is different from this. And right now it's pre-order, and take a look on what is HoloLens 2. Oh, sorry, please come on agenda. Okay, I'll have two videos for you. One is our promo video of HoloLens 2. How does it look like in CG? And the second video actually is what is the reality look like in the HoloLens 2. But I would say not much difference, but of course there is some difference, okay? And I will have some use cases which is already built on HoloLens in education, in health, manufacturing, and retail. They are real use cases and used for several years already. And of course there is construction and landed in Hong Kong as well, but due to time consideration, didn't put it in here. Let's take a look on the HoloLens 2 intro video. Basically what HoloLens is, it is a super powered computer in the glass. It doesn't like the the AR, VR device right now. You need to connect your glasses or your headset to your supercomputer like Alienware. You don't need to. It's just a computer with the glasses. So you can just wear it and make it full battery, and then you can use up to a day. And this is the HoloLens 2. Put it on and then power on, and you will have extended reality, just like what you watch in Iron Man, okay? So, in the past, HoloLens 1 only got two gestures. One is grab and one is browser. Browser is just our Windows button, open the menu, and then to take, drag and drop. And HoloLens 2 got more gesture and do everything you want in reality. Just pushing, dragging, and magnifying. Okay, well, this is CG, okay? I'll show you the realities very soon. So, actually, mixed reality is matching the physical and digital worlds, okay? So you have the, say, your favorite anime character and put it in the real world, and it is what HoloLens do. And what is Microsoft's proposition in mixed reality or AR/VR? So, I love this kind of matrix. what HoloLens position is. First, it is portable. It is portable. I know it is exposed. and it is portable. It don't need to be connected to any laptop or any computer, etc. Itself, it is a computer with glasses, and it is a see-through. It is not VR. VR is not see-through. Okay. It is see-through, and if you say want to put something on your table, and it can detect the table and put it on that, and it is what HoloLens 2 can do, portable and see-through and the rest. And you can see here is the Windows Mixed Reality headset. So what is this? Actually, this is from our device partner. It is mixed reality, but it is virtual reality. So actually, it is not a see-through device. It is just a VR headset connected to your laptop and do the same thing as virtual reality VR does. But the point is, if you don't want to cost in Microsoft HoloLens, because it is different. This one for 3,000 Hong Kong dollar. This one 3,000 US dollar. No, you know the difference. Okay, so if you want to do the development, go for this 3,000 Hong Kong dollar with your computer. And once you have done the development and you want to have a see-through environment and portable way, go for this 3,000 US dollar. That's it. And so what will be? It can infuse into your industry. So if you want to have some collaboration, say your company or your customer actually is a multinational company that need collaboration. Say I need to design a new car, say a new vehicle, new car, new brand, a new SUV. But I have different designers around the world. Then you can make use of HoloLens and have many designers around the world and look at the same car, the same SUV, and make the adjustment like the color, like the wheels, etc. And of course, if you want to bring your customer closer to product, to the stage, say you want your customer to feel, say I want to make a new furniture in my new room, then they can just have a look, a real look with HoloLens. So let's go to the reality. So can you help me to go to the 7 minutes? Yeah, actually the whole video real demo is around 13 minutes or 14 minutes. But I want to show you the collaboration way and how HoloLens or HoloLens 2 can do. And it is not what future looks like, it's now.
Let me show you. Now, as Alex mentioned, HoloLens 2 is very comfortable. It fits just like a hat. And the only thing that's even more effortless is how I'm automatically signed in. With Windows
it's okay, no problem.
HoloLens 2 is actually signing me in.
Of course, I will send you the back with the video.
Now,
and you can jump into the collaboration part.
It also
and this is what HoloLens 2 in reality. Just have some
fully articulated
gesture. You can make use of any gesture because it can recognize your hand. To push, to pull it up, to have drag and drop, and it can be recognized through. Actually, there is more than 7 cameras right here. More than 7 cameras right here. So once the environment is scanned, it can detect any object right here, and if you pull and you drag, and it will be bounded in a scanned environment. So it can recognize there's a table, there's a chair, and if you want to make it bigger, magnify it, you can just drag it. Just drag it, okay?
Or move it. That's right.
And this is the hologram. The hologram actually can be built by Unity. So basically, if your developer, your company is familiar with Unity, build it in the emulator or in the devices with 3,000 Hong Kong dollar. and it will be
Alright,
in the
now
same
let's switch gears and
environment
talk about a
in
different kind of
HoloLens
application.
1 and
I've got a
HoloLens
browser
2.
over there, but it's kind of far away.
And of course,
I don't
if
wanna log
you
over,
have
so
any
let me just follow
apps,
it with
say
my voice.
browser or our office apps like Teams,
This is a
Outlook,
browser that's running
I
Microsoft
tried
Teams,
with
which is the tool
HoloLens
that
1.
goes back home to
I
collaborate.
make my
Let's see what the
office
Teams working.
extend, my
Okay.
screen
Looks like they've got a
extend.
surprise for me in the
I look
playground.
at
I just have to say the
in
word
front
to
of me,
surprise.
this is my real screen.
Alright.
But
So let me
if
just
I look at the
start
right hand
here.
side, actually it will be my
And then
Skype
close the
and
app.
Teams.
And then
Look
launch
at
it.
my left hand side, it can be my
So
browser.
now we're actually exiting my mixed reality
And
home
later
and
on,
into an
you
immersive
even don't
experience.
need a
But
screen.
notice that browser
Anywhere
that I have
you
actually
say,
followed me in.
I say
Now this can actually
my
be really useful to have
Outlook
things like
is
emails
right
and
here.
PDFs
Next
to
time,
reference while
I
you're
put
doing
it on, put my
I don't
HoloLens
really
2
wanna
on.
follow me around along
Go
showing
to
all
here,
this stuff,
it
so
will
let's just
still
put it
be
over
my
here,
Outlook.
And then we'll get back to
And then here will be
Welcome
still my
to
Teams,
the playground.
and then that way will be my to-do list. And it is up to you. You can design your room as you want, but
And the playground
no
uses tiny samples of
any
many
real
projects
object.
that we built,
Okay?
tested, and learned.
So
Our approach
in
is
the
basically
in the
to try out as many
whole
things as we
long
could, but look
13,
for the
40
things that stood
minutes,
out.
it will
So, for
cover
example, here I've got three
no matter
sliders,
hologram
each of
or
which
the
controls
education,
different
how
functions,
to
but each in a different way using a different interaction type.
make the
One of the
collaborations,
things we tried is
etc.
touch
in the whole
So
13,
here
40
just
minutes,
took my
but
finger
I
and
don't
slider
want
and had
to
go to a particular
I
value
don't want
and
to
control that landscape
play
there.
the video for the rest of time because I still
That's
have
okay.
to talk
We also
about the
tried this
use
push
cases
slider.
because I
This
only
guy
have
kind
10
of
minutes.
nudged from side to side. Today,
Okay, let's talk about HoloLens in education. HoloLens in education. With HoloLens, it is HoloLens 1, okay? It's HoloLens 1. It is a pre-built app in HoloLens 1. And you can have a real human body and look at it in a different layer, say bone or veins or muscles and etc. And you will have a real size of the man, and you can just stare at any points that you want and have a very, very good education on biology instead of just using a book or maybe an e-book. And the second part is about a nurse school. But I want to talk about more is in a not high ed, in K-12, primary school, secondary school, there is already a project in chemistry. Say you have a mixed reality hologram. Say this is carbon, this is oxygen, and then pull it, drag together, and then become a CO2, this kind of stuff. Make the student can imagine what chemistry look like and can be done by HoloLens. And then HoloLens in health. The first one is it is about the design of a surgery room or maybe in a hospital. So different people just wearing their HoloLens can take a look in 3D hologram what the surgery room look like right now and what to make it better for the surgeon, for the patient to work better, or make them feel bad, not feel bad, make the experience better for them to have a whole surgery. And the second part is to see through as well, see through any kind of organs, or maybe actually in Microsoft On-Call, in Cyberport, it's kind of far. Although it's kind of far. Actually, we have a demo with HoloLens is in health. It is about ultrasound scanning. Ultrasound scanning. Basically, in the past, if you just take a look on the ultrasound scanning report, it is just black, white, and don't know what it means. But right now, if you are interested to try HoloLens in a healthcare way, and there's an ultrasound scanner with HoloLens. When you scan it, you can see through it. What does it look like? Say it is a pregnant, you can have a very colorful baby. Have a colorful baby in your pregnant, okay? Not the black and white anymore. So this is what a HoloLens can do as well. And right now you can try it on if you really want to. Just text me in the game. And for manufacturing. So in a vehicle or maybe other machines or engines, the collaboration is key because the specialists in electric and machines. Actually, they drill quite deep. One vehicle maybe it requires 20 to 30 different specialists to collaborate, and it maybe it's not in the same region. But right now, if you design, if you say I want to change the color, say I want to change the bumper, change the wheel, and it is a real-time collaboration, and you can see what others is doing, just like you're using the online Microsoft Word. You can see that one is typing, and this one is putting a photo in the same Word document. And for the 3D way, it will be the same with HoloLens 2. And another another example, it is not about vehicle, it is about lift. The same, you can empower your employee to build a better design of elevator or lift. And last, retail. Retail is Hong Kong's one of the keys in Hong Kong. And for no matter furniture or maybe say a car, maybe other luxury stuff, and you can have a very good preview of what it really looks like in a real size in your room or demo room. You can just change your color and see if that really match your room as well. And the second, if you want to take a look, say in the product, say in the past I can only take a look on a guidebook or maybe in a detailed book or maybe the e-book for the say vehicle details or the spec sheet. But for now, you can just take a look deeper, just clicking or just speak it out. You can take a look on the wheels, and you can just go drag the wheels bigger, and then take a look inside as well, just speak it and using gesture. And of course, for construction, I want to talk about construction as well, because in Hong Kong there's many inquiries in construction. That actually the BIM's company, BIM, okay, building infrastructure model, this similar stuff. They really demanding on this because for the say a new development or maybe a usual checking. So I want to say have a new power supply in here, but I don't know what the pipe, what was the wire inside this wall. If you are using beam and with HoloLens, you can see through the wall where is the wire, where is the pipe, and then you can make sure you are not destroying this kind of pipe and wire. And of course, there is the resources. If you want to have more customer reference, you can just go to HoloLens commercial. If you want to try it out how to develop HoloLens application, first, of course, you need to get familiar with Unity, and then you can just install our SDK and convert it into a HoloLens application. And of course, we have a YouTube channel for HoloLens. So for the video I've shown you, actually it's taken from this YouTube channel. So in case you have any questions, especially you want to have an office tour with the HoloLens, just add my LinkedIn, Warren Wong, and then to book a time. And not me, any of our colleagues will walk you around in our Microsoft Experience Center. Okay, so thank you.
Thanks, Warren. And next, we have Mr. Will Sweeney, Head of Business Development from Shadow Factory. As the head of business development at Shadow Factory, Will leads a team of specialized account managers and digital project managers, supervising client relationships and project execution while delivering the latest and greatest in VR, AR, and mixed reality experience. So please welcome Will to the stage. Thank you.
Can everyone hear me? All right, good evening. I'm not from HSBC, by the way, just to clarify. Okay, here we go, all right. As mentioned, my name is Will Sweeney. I'm the head of business development for Shadow Factory. To go very briefly into who we are, just to give some context in terms of what we're talking about today. Shadow Factory is a full-stack production studio based here in Hong Kong. We're about 4 years old now, and our focus is on creating enterprise solutions for real business needs, for everything from Fortune 500 companies down to startups, and we do that using primarily immersive media. So I'll cover over what that means exactly in a little bit, but just to give you some sort of context, we'll go through a number of examples of that today. My focus of the talk today really is to talk a little bit about some of those sort of case studies of things that we've actually done in this area and how they're real use cases, as well as potentially some of the things that are looking to happen further down the line. And we've got a number of different things to show in that area. So just on my background, as mentioned, I run the sales team at Shadow Factory, which means I have a team of employees who basically are interested in meeting people from very different scale size companies who are interested in using this technology to solve business problems forward. And it's up to us to help with scoping out those ideas and idealizing those ideas and to actually run those out into full-scale projects. I do talk very fast, so if anyone has any questions, just put your hand up. That's totally fine. So firstly, in terms of immersive technologies, what does that mean? I think we've touched on a few of those today. But really, it's for us, it's really about activating the digital plane and trying to use the tools that we have and the advances in like spatial computing, mobile devices, headsets, and trying to use that to create unique experiences for people. To go over that very briefly, I mean, I think everyone here is pretty aware of what these different things are. Virtual reality is something that we originally started the focus of our work on because we really believed in storytelling and the idea of getting a brand message across through a really immersive story. And VR is the most immersive medium out there. The whole purpose of VR is it's 100% immersion, so you can't see through the headset. It basically convinces your mind that you're in a world that we've designed for you. And that comes with a few caveats, but I can talk about that as well. But really, that's one of the things that we started out doing. Augmented reality, I think people are pretty familiar with it, but typically it's using your mobile device and the camera on it to detect the world around you and overlay graphics on that. And then, as mentioned previously as well, I mean, these two terms, mixed reality and augmented reality, are very much the same these days. But really, using things like the Microsoft HoloLens, you can actually do a lot more powerful augmentations in terms of the world that you're seeing around you. So there's that as well. So brand activations. Now, again, this is kind of the concept that we were talking about. But just to share with a couple different ideas that we're working on at the moment. Talking with people like Chow Tai Fook in terms of jewelry manufacturing. This is something that we're looking to do at the moment, which is taking the camera that you use and on your mobile device, having it being able to recognize things like 3D models and physical jewelry, and being able to also link that with blockchain technology so you can track the journey of how that product was produced. The authentication of it and how legit it is, but also with blockchain, it's a really uncrackable way of tracking how something of super high value gets created. Another part of it as well, in a more of a fun way, so linking with things like the Apple Watch using QR codes to have really great tracking, we can actually overlay jewelry on your wrist and you can use your mobile device to see how that would look on you. So things like that are very simple to do, but it's really a case of how do we develop the applications to host this sort of material. Now, this is a slightly different concept. So this is something that we pitched a while ago. It's really focused around using augmented reality to improve the buying process for companies like Li & Fung. Now, this isn't something that's gone ahead yet. Again, it's just a concept. But the idea behind it is that you would essentially be using very high quality 3D models and using them to give people a chance to see this in their home, or in this case, when you're looking to buy large amounts of product. I'll show you a brief example of that now. So again, this is more of a customer-facing example. I think everyone's familiar. So everyone that is familiar with things like the IKEA application where you can view furniture at home, this is a similar concept. So the idea behind this was creating very high quality 3D models of products using things like photogrammetry, where you take hundreds of images of an object and stitch it together digitally, and you're able to use things like plane tracking technology, wall tracking technology, and actually item recognition, and you can overlay new models on top of that. So I'll go through the whole video as it goes on, but the idea behind this was to help, in terms of commerce, how to help people to get to that level of purchase fast. Okay. So that's kind of some of the more sort of conceptualized ideas. This, however, is something that is in place right now. ThyssenKrupp, as it was mentioned before, is an elevator company that one of the top 5 in the world in terms of elevator production. And they have a very unique business problem, which is it's very hard to demonstrate elevators to someone, because you need a building to do it. So it's quite tricky to explain to someone how to customize elevators, how they work, especially to do it in an interesting way. So what we've done in working with them, and it's now a solution that's rolled out across the world in 80 different offices, is using VR, we're able to take potential buyers and able to put them into a VR scenario where they're able to do a company overview, and they're also able to customize elevators to learn about how they work and actually experience riding in them. They have a lot of new technology that's really interesting, like the ability for elevators to turn, change direction. And how do you actually explain that to someone? Then we chose to use it VR as well because they have 80 different offices around the world. And because of that, they have 80 different sets of regulations, and that's a really unique problem. So what we've ended up doing is we've created a system where in VR, they're able to access on a web page a unique content management system, and they're able to customize the experience for each office themselves without having to go through us. That's obviously great because you can do multi-language, you can change the products, you can change images, text, 3D models, everything. But also, using an application on a tablet, I could actually be in London and guiding someone through an experience in Azerbaijan or Tokyo or anywhere in the world. So it's all web-based, it's a web-based VR solution, but now it's actually running and they have an entire department dedicated to operating this system. So it's a really good business solution that we've done using VR to help improve the way that they sell their products. So some of the less corporate versions of it. We do a lot of work in retail these days as well, both in AR and VR. In terms of retail, we've got a number of different solutions. I'll share some videos of how these work. So this one in particular, just to give a little brief overview of what it is. This first thing I believe is this one up here. It's an experience we did for a company called Masters of Time, which is a watch company, and they wanted to have an experience. The brief was about creating something about using adventure memories. And what do you remember about a really adventurous thing that you did, and how do we link that to a brand? So, Masters of Time, we're looking to do something like that. We had a certain amount of retail space, and we wanted to do something that drew the eye of people and got people to come in and try. So I'll show you what we did. So, oh, sorry, let me restart that actually. That's the next one, let's get to that first. Here we go. Sorry. Okay, well, just to explain it actually, okay, so. So actually, in the meantime, while we're loading this up here, I'll explain this one. So similar thing, we actually had another experience as well, which was with a company called Michael Kors. That was which you know is a fashion brand, and they were releasing a particular type of handbag. So the handbag that they released, essentially, it's the theme was, it was kind of jungle looking. It was like a zebra pattern, but neon colors. It was very bright. And the idea was that a similar thing, they wanted us to do something that got people to see a lot of motion in store, and was able to draw foot traffic, and something that people could do and enjoy, and also something that they could take home. So let's just show that. So it is the So we go to 16, 17? Yeah. Alright, go back. Sorry. Alright, so actually this one is the first one I was talking about, which is the Masters of Time execution. So this is a VR experience, so when you do it, you're actually holding onto a full 3-meter tall windsurf that has sensors on it. And the idea is branded to be exactly the same in game. So when you have the headset on, you can feel the weight of the windsurf, and you can ride down the mountain like this. I think you might be able to see it, but basically throughout the game there's lots of brand interactions where Masters of Time is mentioned. And the idea behind it is that when you're done with the experience, you take off the headset, and you can see the windsurf itself that's matched the same branding in game. And it was really, really successful. It was designed to be operated by anyone from grandparents down to little kids, and so anyone could play it. And there was no restrictions on it at all in terms of who could try. And it was designed to be about 1 minute long and very, very easy to play. So that's a really important thing to consider. So that was pretty contained. That experience is pretty straightforward. You just play and have fun, and then you ideally remember the brand. It was in the Four Seasons in Macau. Now this one is slightly different. So, here we go. So this is the Michael Kors experience that I was talking about. The idea is that you're in a car, and you're driving down a road, and you have to catch handbags as fast as you can. So, it's pretty fun. The idea, though, is that it starts slow, so there's a lot of, steady movement, and as it builds and people become more comfortable with the game, the movement is much faster, and it draws more eyes into the story, into what's going on. We did this in 6 different countries, all at the same time. So it was Honolulu, Tokyo, Hong Kong, New York, London, and Cambodia. So they were all executed around the same time. And the idea of building a sort of social media buzz around a game that is available to play in the store. And we also created a version of this game where you can play it on your mobile phone. So without the need to use your hands, you can take this and use your camera to spin around and search for handbags in the jungle. So it was something that people could play in store and they could take home as well. So that was kind of a really important thing for us to do as well. And on a slightly different note, on an AR side, we actually worked with Dauphine and Estee Lauder to create this experience, which is using augmented reality and image recognition. We can do this using social media platforms like Facebook and Instagram very, very easily now. But what it does is it can read what this painting is, what my colleague is standing in front of. It's able to recognize where these items are and overlay graphics on top of them. And the advantage is you don't need to download an app to do it. So you can do it directly through Facebook and Instagram by scanning a QR code and then opening up the experience. We do this for everyone from Cartier down to some of the smaller startups who just wanted to create some media buzz. So it's very, very easy for us to do this, and we work with Facebook almost on a daily basis. We're one of the leading providers in Hong Kong and in Asia to create things like this. So in terms of the stuff that we're doing in the future, I think it's important to remember about the accessibility that people have for things like mobile devices, like mobile phones, tablets, and how do you create things advanced like AR experiences, for example, but VR as well. The VR AR market combined right now is about 16.8 billion US dollars. And they're predicting by 2023 it's going to be 160 billion US dollars. So that's a 10 times increase in 4 years. So
Is that globally?
Sorry?
Is that globally?
Yeah, global. So that not only that, that's an example of the massive increase in VR and AR. But if you look at just VR on its own, about 3 years ago, they did a measurement of the number of VR headsets connected to the Steam network, and it was in the ballpark of about 10 to 100,000 headsets on a monthly basis. You go forward to measured in May this year, is the first time it's gone over 1 million headsets attached per month. That's monthly active users. So we know that the amount of headsets is going up massively. So how do we create experiences that people can use at home to help improve improve commerce and improve the way that we look at products, have brand relationships, and actually go to the point of purchasing something? For us, real estate is a really big part of this. Being able to visualize what spaces look like. We work with people who sell real estate here to show how smart apartments are able to chop and change, how furniture can be redesigned and reused in different places. How do we use AR to do that? So that's something that we're doing a lot more of these days. Another thing that's mentioned that's the HoloLens is fantastic for is things like remote expertise. So the ability for these headsets to, so imagine if I'm wearing a headset, you can have other people around the world who are experts in their fields looking through a camera on your headset at what you're looking at and overlaying dynamic graphics in front of you. So if I'm an engineer, or even if I'm a salesman, if I'm a car salesman, for example, if I wanted to look at a car and understand what problems were happening, or in an engineering case, if I was looking at like a fuse box, for example, I could contact an expert in Germany who would be able to look through my camera and identify where the problem is for me. So you're taking your best employees around the world and you're basically throwing their experience out to the entire workforce, which is really, really powerful. And in terms of engineering as well, the main thing for us, things like the HoloLens headset are fantastic for stuff like this, but in addition, with 5G coming next year and the ability to have really high-powered internet at the moment, the ability to collaborate using things like tablets and augmented reality is really important. People for example, Google, Apple, Facebook, they've all invested really heavily in augmented reality collaboration. So up till now, all the things that you see on your phone, things like filters and stuff that augment your face, that's all typically a single player experience. But now, going forward, it's going to start to become collaborative so we can do things together in that environment. So it's obviously very exciting. And these are some of the partners we work with as well. So, for us, we're available in terms of the way that we work. We're available to help with anyone who's interested in using this technology. Feel free to grab my card or just reach out to us. But we are available for people to come in and meet with us and talk about how we can use this technology to help solve any of your business needs. And then actually, this is just a last video that we can show you, which is basically a showreel of some of the work that we've done over the past few years. So that's a hologram, a mobile phone-based hologram using a pyramid. This is a VR game that we created. It's been released on Steam now. It's the Singapore Airlines cabin of the future, which has a jacuzzi in it. Pretty exciting. These are some more VR-based games. This is a futuristic Hong Kong that we used actually originally for CBRing. So this is the Facebook platform in augmented reality features that we work with a lot at the moment as well. And we've used those for brands like Kosei, Shiseido, a lot of cosmetic brands who want to create some sort of connection with your buyer. This is the ThyssenKrupp experience that I was telling you about. It's really exciting. And then here's a smart cities experience which shows how your house can evolve in the future. And it's all viewable in VR. This is some more traditional media, very expensive golf club. And then we do a lot of 360 video shooting as well. So if you want to take your ability for people to go and visit your store, you can actually do that with pre-recorded 360 video that people can access on their mobile phones. This is for Deliveroo, but we also did a similar experience. This is very different. That's in Studio City in Macau. It's a game where you control a spaceship just using your body. So there's no controllers, no mobile phones, no headsets. It's only just using your body. And this is our latest one. This is Stupid Cupid, where you match up animals and make them fall in love. Very nice. Any questions at all? If there's not, please just drop me a line. I'm around here anyway, but please feel free to come up and ask. And then also, if you'd like to come visit the office, we're always welcome.
Thank you, Will. Again, any questions to our speakers, Will and Warren? All right. Okay, again, a big thank you to Warren and Will for speaking with us today, and I would like to thank everyone for coming to this seminar. And last, I would like to remind you to fill in the questionnaire, which is very important for the project here, and return it to the reception counter. So now please enjoy the networking section. Thank you.